the more conversation goes, on, I mean, the same sentiments that are coming from us as far as foundational Black Americans are coming from South Africans. We're pretty much saying the same thing, and I find it. I kind of find it ironic that I don't know. It's something like a duality here that's going on, even with the hashtags. You know, that's interesting. I'm not going front. I don't want to get into some metaphysics or no scientific conversation, but that's kind of interesting. Secure the tribe and put South Africa first. It's like it's pretty much the same thing, fam. They kind of like, I don't know. It's unique. It's something to that. But yeah, I definitely want to keep the room flowing. Sister Beautiful, you got the floor.
Oh, I wanted to respond to Phoenix, but I just wanted to respond to her on a very broad scale because towards the end of her submission, she asked a very important question. So which tribe to look out for when it comes to these things? And I'm going to try and answer it in a broader scale. And yes, we have a lot similarities, but I just want to put this and clarify it, especially coming from an African child. I still say this till today, all life comes from Africa. Until this day, Africa sustains life all over the world. Africa is so rich in minerals. It is so rich in minerals that you almost need Africa, the rest of the world needs Africa to survive. Yet you have Africans who are starving till this day, Africans that are poor. I mean, we are the poorest compared to other countries, and we have so much resources. So what you're seeing happening with migration is not by coincidence. It is deliberate. Because Africa is so rich in resources and minerals, there's this chaos that is deliberately created in Africa to destabilize African countries so that its people can flee and run to other countries where they are going to be slaves and laborers there for cheap minimum wages, while you have the people that are causing all this chaos, sucking Africa dry of its minerals and its resources. We talk about Nigeria. Today, Nigerians are all over the world. But yet Nigeria is the largest producer of crude oil. Yet in South Africa, we are buying gas at such an expensive price. But our neighbor is the largest producer of crude oil. And Nigerians, again, are all over the world suffering. Why? Why are they not benefiting from their resources? Congo, again, I'm not sure what's that material that they produce, but basically, we would not be carrying cell phones if it was not for Congo's resources. None of us, no manufacturer can make a phone without Congo's resources. But again, you must ask yourself, why was not the first cell phone produced in Congo? So who's benefiting from those resources? And if you look at what's happening in Congo, there's wars, there's rebels, someone is funding that. And then Congolese, again, all over the world, running away. South Africa, we are very big when it comes to diamonds and gold. The largest diamond was discovered in South Africa. Today, where's that diamond sitting? In the UK. Why is it not in our land? Why have we not benefited from what our land produces? And now what you're seeing now is so that what is happening in South Africa, again, is deliberate, so that South Africans can run away from their country while you have all these Western interests milking away our resources. But I guess the train stops here when it comes to South Africans, because we decided to say, listen, we are not going anywhere. We will fight for our land. We will fight for our country. We've done it before and we will do it again. We've seen our grandfathers and fathers die before us, fighting to liberate us. And if needs be that we follow the same route, then we are willing to do so. We will not back down. And we are willing to lay down our lives, because we are not just doing this for ourselves. We are doing it for future generations. We are going to leave our children here. Is this the kind of land that we want them to inherit? And it's not. And it is not. There's so much at stake. There's so much at stake. It's not just immigration. There's so much at stake. And this is what we are saying. And this is what our African brothers and sisters do not understand, is that we don't say that, we are saying that we don't love you. We are not saying that we are not Africans. We are not saying that we should not unite. All we're saying is that go back to your country, because we need you to help us fight your governments and make Africa what it should be. Currently, Africa is not what it should be. You know, God has given us so much, and yet we are not able to benefit from what we have been given. So we are pleading with them. And if they're not hearing us, whatever it takes for them to go back to their countries, we are willing to do, because they need to help us liberate Africa. What we're doing in South Africa is trying to liberate Africa by saying, stop running, go to your countries, fight your governments, fix them, so that you can benefit from the land of your forefathers. So I just wanted to answer you, Phoenix, when it comes to that this is a bigger fight than we think it is. This is bigger than us. This is more than just what we're seeing in the newspapers. It's just way bigger. There's so much at stake here. There's so much at stake. And all these people that are throwing these insults are not people that are sitting in their own countries. They are people that ran away from their countries. And I'm not sure, maybe they're saying all these things from guilt, that they didn't sit and fight. And maybe they're thinking that when everything is liberated and everyone is free, they'd feel the need to go back to their countries while they didn't do anything to help it. So we've like I said before, that we've gotten to a point where these insults don't harm us anymore. In fact, if anything, they strengthen us. They strengthen us, because we know that when a dog starts barking, it means there's something right that you're doing. We are moving in the right direction. We are moving in the right direction. That's why they're fighting us. It's because we're making an impact. So yeah, I just wanted to answer you, Phoenix. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think I have the same sentiments too. And on another space, we definitely could have that conversation about, I guess, the origins of life, because I feel like a lot of us, we have different stories. I'm sorry, I got a phone call, family. We all have different stories, like as far as like where we felt like all life, began. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want that to derail the whole conversation, because this is a great build. One thing I do want to.
Oh, my bad, Sonny.
Y'all hear
me? Got it. Yeah, we hear you.
Go ahead, Mel.
I was gonna ask briefly, beautiful. Can you explain Operation Dudula? I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah. So let me say something real quick, Mel. Because I see the tweets and the hashtags and stuff like that, and people are saying that secure the Black Americans and South Africans are xenophobic, and now that we're having a space right now and we're talking amongst each other, a lot of people hate that family, to the Black American family and the family in South Africa. A lot of people are pissed off that this conversation is happening. I just want to bring awareness to that. A lot of people do not like what is going on. So I definitely see the tweets, I see the comments, I see people are upset. People are calling us xenophobic, togetherly, that's a new word. Simultaneously, at the same time, we're all xenophobic, right? And a lot of people are hating that we're having this conversation, because we are, putting our foot down and saying that you guys need to go home and fight for your homeland. And, this is why we appreciate and we, are standing in solidarity with our South African family. Because we know that you guys have, that warrior spirit and strength to stand up and take back the reins and the charges of your homeland and fight and stand 10 toes down. And me personally, I'm not going to help you if you fled. I'm not. There's no way that you could call me. I don't got your back. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with you. If you ran and you fled, like I said, if you got on the airplane and you know what I'm saying, and it was taking off, and you opened up and looked through the window, and your grandma was chasing the plane, and all your aunties and little cousins and stuff, and you just left them to fend for themselves. You ain't pick.
Not chasing a plane.
You ain't pick up a broom, a rock, a stick. You didn't do nothing to fight for your aunt. Listen, to me, I believe in honorable deaths. That could just be me though. We all gonna leave sometime soon anyway. It's an honor to die for my ancestors. On they homeland, on they where they bones and they blood is buried at. There's nothing honorable about fleeing your homeland. That is not honorable. Listen. I'm a fight. I'm a fight for this country. Nigga, tooth nail, whatever I got to do. Like I said, if it was a plane right now over top, you know what I'm saying, where I stay at down here in Orlando, and I knew that it was 1,000 Asians or 1,000 Ukrainians or Russians was about to hop in, and it was about to pop off, I'm going to the closet. I'm kissing my wife. I'm kissing the babies. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? If not, here go some few pistols. Hold this shit down. That's just me, family. I don't know what kind of spirit y'all got, but I'm the product of Gilbert, a.k.a. El Hash, brother Salim Muhammad, top ranking official from NOI. I got that running through my bones. So that's how I feel, and that's where I'm gonna stand on. There's no way that I'm running from the fight. That's how I feel. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there, family, because a lot of people are upset this conversation has had. So I see it. I see the xenophobic comments and Black Americans and South Africans is, hating on the immigrants immigrating to South Africa, and we need to shut up and end this conversation and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put that out there. So, but yeah, we definitely going to keep the conversation flowing. But beautiful. Did you want to rebuttal to that?
Yeah, like just listening to what you're saying, it just reminded me of something when you're saying dying in the same land that your forefathers fought for. Currently in South Africa, we have a lot of our mortuaries are full of John Does, Zimbabweans that came to South Africa. They changed their identities and they die in South Africa and they are buried in South Africa under John Does because they can't be returned to their country because they came here illegally and they changed their names. For me, that is such a horrible death, to be buried in a foreign land where your parents don't even know that you've passed on. If for me that does not force you to go back home, I don't know what will. I really don't understand that. And it's a lot of them. It is a lot of them. They die in their numbers and they're sitting in our mortuaries and they cannot be identified because their families are there. There was a time when we were listening to a voice note of a Zimbabwean mother, and she was begging and pleading and crying to Zimbabweans to come back to Zimbabwe and fix Zimbabweans, and saying it is not nice to sit in Zimbabwe as a mother with your child in South Africa, not knowing that if they're still alive or they're still dead and all those things. It's painful to have your child stay in a foreign country, but they cannot communicate with you because they're not even in that country legally. It was like the pain in her voice. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing it being buried in a foreign land where your family does not even know that you've passed on because you are running away from your own country. There's a student here in South Africa that was supposed to do his PhD and he was denied visa and he committed suicide. He decided to kill himself rather than go back to his country. So it's what's happening is bad. It's really bad. But I also wanted to ask. I'm not sure if it's you. I wanted to answer. I'm not sure if it's now the difference between Operation Dudula or what is Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula is the same as Put South Africans First. So these are two movements that rose up around the same time, and then they realized that they were fighting the same thing, so they sort of came together. So wherever you see Put South Africans First, you'll see Operation Dudula, or wherever you see Operation Dudula, you'll see Put South Africans First. So that's that.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely appreciate that. And that's what happens over here too. Beautiful people people flee. People literally flee their homeland, and then they come over here and brag that they're a doctor, or they're a nurse, or they're a teacher. Specifically, the Nigerians, they're known to do that. But a lot of the Caribbean islands as well, they flee too. And that's something that happens. So yeah, and they rub that in our face that they're look at you, America. You guys are lazy. You need to work harder because they're Nigerians and doctors, and they want to come over here and do that, but they don't want to go home and be doctors. They don't never go home to help their people out, but they just want to throw that stuff up in our faces. But I'm definitely gonna let the room keep flowing. You know who was next, Mel?
Azania.